Okay, so we go now with the next kind of polynomial with having a real and distinct roots, and at the same time it has a repeated roots. So it is stated here that when two or more real and equal roots are part of the root system of the polynomial, the coefficient relationships obtained in the root squaring process are not regular. So we will notice later on that the coefficient now for the coefficient of the derived polynomials are not all regular relationship. So we can see mamaya, okay? So equal roots in Grapes method are considered to be roots which are equal in absolute value. So example, if we have 2 and -2, we're considered as equal roots because it should be absolute value. Then for our derivation again, we consider a third degree polynomial. And we consider that we have one real root and two equal roots. So that the general relationships between the coefficients and the anchor roots of third degree derived polynomials are the following. So just the same as in our discussion in the real and distinct roots, that B1 is equal to the sum now of all the anchor roots raised by M. So the anchor roots raised by M. Then next coefficient of the derived polynomial, that is B2, should be equal to the sum of the product of all the anchor roots raised by M taken to at a time. So the same formula as in the real and distinct root. But we're going to let now R2 is equal now to R3. Maybe we assume that that is the equal root R2 and R3. So that if we substitute in the formula, the original formula for the coefficient of the derived polynomial, that is B1 R1 raised by M plus R2 raised by M plus R3 raised by M, but we let R3 now will be equal to R2 raised by M. Then we have now twice, okay? So the sum now of this will become twice R2 raised by M to come out with this formula. Same also with the other. So we have B2, R1, R2, R1, R3, and R2, R3. Now R3 is equal to R2. So it will reduce now to this one. So usually first term and second term are already equal. If we change now R3 into R2, so it should be twice now. Okay, so it should be twice of R1 raised by M times R2 raised by M, and yung last term, so the same R2 raised by M and R2 raised by M. So maging square siya. So we have twice M. Same also with the last coefficient of the derived polynomial. Should be written now as R1 raised by M multiplied by R2 raised by twice M. So this is now the resulting coefficient of the derived polynomial after letting the absolute as the absolute value of R3. And when the root squaring process has been repeated enough times so that the dominant term exists, then the value of is very much greater than the values now of R2 raised by M and also with R3 raised by M. So consideration of the dominant terms with the following relationship. So we're going to remove now the other terms, say the second terms and so on, so that the resulting coefficient now of the derived polynomial for B1 should be approximately equal to R1 raised by M. B2 should be uh, approximately equal to twice R1 raised by M times R2 raised by M. And B3 is equal to R1 raised by M multiplied by R2 raised by twice M. Then when the root squaring process terminates, the presence of a coefficient whose final value is essentially 1/2 of the square of its preceding value indicates that the polynomial has two equal roots. So this relationship na bi plus 1 is equal to 1/2 of bi squared will show to us that the polynomial has two equal roots. But if the relationship between the present coefficient of the derived polynomial, that is bi plus 1, is equal to 1/3 of the previous coefficient, that is bi squared, it means that there are three equal roots and so on. And so kung apat yung equal roots, it should be 1/4 of the previous squared. So that is the relationship. In the real and distinct root, the same pa rin, that if you square the previous, it should be equal now to the present value. So we consider now that relation. So if a polynomial has three real and equal roots, the procedure used for the case of two equal roots will show that two of the coefficients will approach final values such that the last derived coefficients are 1/3 of the square of the preceding ones, and that if bi and bi plus 1 are these coefficients, the roots r sub I plus 1, and r sub I plus 2 will be the equal roots. So if that is three equal roots. So in the assuming we have that condition that R2 and R3 are equal, then the formulas now to determine the anchor roots are the following. So based from the formula na B1 is equal to R1 raised by M, if you solve now R1, so it should be equal now to plus and minus B1 raised by 1 all over M, or that is the mth root of B1. For the equal roots, R2 and R3 should be equal now to plus minus B2 over twice of B1 raised by 1 all over M. So you will notice here that the formula is meron tayong 1/2 dito. So meaning that 2 is, it will indicate that there are two equal roots. Oh, yan. And if it is three equal roots, it should be 1/3 also for this. So yung relation dito is the same as the relation for the real and distinct root. The only difference now is the presence now of this constant na 2 for two equal roots. Then kung three equal roots, it should be 3, 4, and so on. So the formula is, if you're going to notice here, so R2 is equal to plus minus B2 over B1. Usually ito yung formula ng real and distinct root. We only incorporate now that 1/2 inside the bracket, meaning we have two equal roots. Then assuming kung meron siyang tatlong equal roots, so it should be 1/3. So makita natin na yung subscript natin dito, we have 2, 2, and n minus 1 ito, so naging 1. So that should be the formula. So no need to derive the formula if the relationship of the roots are also different. Say example, R1 is equal to R2 and R3 is the real and distinct root. We follow the same format of the formula. And we have now here an example. So we are required to determine the roots of the given polynomial. So it is a fifth degree. So x to the 5 minus 8x to the fourth plus 15x cubed plus 20x squared minus 76x plus 48. So it is a fifth degree. So meaning there are five roots to be extracted in this given polynomial. I already generating the coefficient of the derived polynomials using the Excel. So first here is we construct this table. So we going to place the original coefficient of the polynomial. So AO is 1, A1 is negative 8, A2 15, A3 20, ASO4 negative 76, and ASO5 48. So we're going to um, apply now the formulas for the determination of the coefficient of the derived polynomial. It is stated as the square of the corresponding coefficient minus twice the product of the coefficients that are symmetrically located with respect to that coefficient, then plus twice again if there are other symmetrically located coefficient with respect to that coefficient. So for the value of B1, B sub 0, so it should be AO squared. So we have now here in the formula, should be D4 squared in the Excel. So we come out the same value as 1 kasi 1 squared is 1. Yung 34 is equal now to the square of the corresponding coefficient. Yung formulas. Then minus twice the product of AO and A2. So with this formula, to come out with that value equal to 34. Then 393. So again, it is the square of, in terms of the coefficient, should be square of 15 minus twice the product of negative 8 and positive 20. Then we have another symmetrically located coefficient with respect to A2. So it should be plus twice the product of 1 and negative 76. So we have that formula to come out with a value of 393. Same case also with this value, 1912. It is the square of 20, so corresponding coefficient, minus twice the product of 15 and negative 76. Then plus twice the product of negative 8 and 48 to come out now with that value. This 3,856 is also computed as negative 76 squared minus twice the product of 20 and 48. And the last is simply the square of 48. So naka-enter na sa Excel yung formulas. So to generate the coefficients of the next derived polynomial is simply drag this one. So we come out with this value again and so on. So yan. And maybe up to 64 yung value ng M natin. Usually hindi na kayang i-compute yung calculator natin up to 64 because the power now is already 107. So we will check the relationship of the coefficients. Okay, so we consider the last two coefficients. So for M is equal to 32 and 64. So if we try to square the previous value, that is 1.8 5 times 10 raised to 19 under B1. Okay, so isulat ko lang dito. So this is our B sub 0. B sub 0, B sub 1, B sub 2, B sub 3, 4, and B sub 5. So we will check the coefficient under B1. So let's say to square the previous value. And they are equal, okay? So kung tingnan niyo yung value dito na 3.404 times 10 raised by 38 is equal to the last coefficient under B1. So ang pag-compute natin dito is we square yung 1.845 times 10 raised by 19. So meaning the root that is extracted here, that is R1, is a real and distinct root. Then we go with the next coefficient under B2. So let's set the square again the previous coefficient of the derived polynomial and compare the result to the last coefficient. Again, they are equal. We have 1.1684 times 10 raised to 69. The resulting value after squaring the previous value. And the same value for the last coefficient. So again, yung R2 natin is also another real and distinct root. We go with the next coefficient under B3. So let's try to square again the previous value. And we will notice here that it is not equal to the last value. We have 8.6215 times 10 raised to 88. But if you're going to divide the value by 2, so BI squared divided by 2, then they are already equal. So the meaning here is we have two equal roots. So yung root natin na R3 is already the same as the root R4. Automatic na yan. Na ang ka-equal na yung susunod na value. So R3 is equal to R4. And yung R5 is automatic din na another real and distinct root. Hindi na pwedeng another equal root. So ang nakita natin in this given polynomial, the characteristic of the roots are there are three real and distinct roots, and we have two equal roots. So R1, R2, and R5 are the real and distinct root, and R3 and R4 are the equal roots. The formulas to be used in the extraction of the values for the anchor roots R1, R2, and R5 is the same as the formula that we use in the real and distinct root, that R sub n should be equal to plus minus of the quantity B sub n over B sub n minus 1 raised by 1 all over m. And to compute for the value for R3, so we will also apply the formula. So isulat ko lang dito para makita ninyo. Okay, mali. Okay. So yung R1, R2, and R5, we will use the general formula for the real and distinct root, which is plus minus B sub n over B sub n minus 1 raised by 1 all over m. So if we compute the value of R1, so dito na lang tayo mag-compute sa Excel. So we have R1 will be equal now to, dito na lang sa web. So it should be equal to the value of B1, that is 3.403 times 10 raised by 38, then raised by 1 all over 64, that is the last value of m, to come out a value of 4.0000001. So simply 1. So this is plus minus then ang lalabas na value. Then for R2, so the same format for the extraction, it should be B2 divided by B1 and raised by 1 all over 64. And we arrive a value of 3. Also, the value here is plus minus 3. So, isulat ko mamaya. Then, unahin mo natin yung R5. So, R5 is equal to, the computation should be B5. So, B5 is 4 times 10 raised by 107 divided by B4, then raised by 1 all over 64. To come out a value of 1. So the real and distinct roots in terms of the anchor roots are plus minus 4, plus minus 3, and plus minus 1. Then for R3, it is equal to R4. So it should be equal now to, so in the computation, it should be B3. So B3 over B2, 1 half, okay? So it should be B3 divided by twice B2, then raised by 1 all over M. So that should be the formula. So this is our B3, 4.3107 times 10 raised by 88 divided by twice of B2 is 1.1684 times 10 raised to 69. And the whole of this should be raised by 1 all over 64. And we come out a value of 2. So all of these are plus or minus pa rin. So we will check later on what should be the correct sign of this. So we have plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. Then ang gawin natin dito is we're going to enter also the formula for the polynomial. Okay? So punta na lang tayo dito sa slide niya para makita ko yung coefficient. So for this column, it should be the value of x, and next column is y. So maybe we place fair formula. So the formula should be equal to x raised by 5, then minus 8 multiplied by x to the 4th. Lagyan natin ng parenthesis. And next is plus 15 times x raised by 3. And plus 20 times x raised by 2. So square yan. Then minus 76 times x. Ilagyan din natin ng bracket. So 76 times x. And yung last is plus 48. And so that is the formula for the polynomial. So it will give us a value of 0. So if we enter the value of x as 4, that is one of the anchor root, the value of the function is 0, meaning that positive 4 is root now of the polynomial. If you consider the negative, so if you want to check that, so the value is negative 3,360. So meaning, negative 4 is not a root of the given polynomial. Next is you consider 3. So it is also 0. But kung negative siya, we have negative 840. So it should be positive 3. Yung 1, it is also 0. So that is the root. But kung negative 1 siya, we have positive 120. I-check din natin yung equal root kung ang sign niya is positive or negative or both positive and negative. So kung i-enter natin yung positive 2, the value of the function is 0. So 1 equal root is positive. So check din natin yung negative. So kung negative yung ilagay natin, it is also 0, meaning that the equal root is composed of positive 2 and negative 2. So you conclude now that the root now or the roots of the given polynomial is already equal to 4, positive 4, positive 3, positive 2, negative 2, and positive 1. So those are the roots of the polynomial. So question with this, masurutan nyo, how could we arrive now with this values of the roots? So we do the squaring process. Then after that, we apply the formulas to determine now the roots. So kailangan you know the relationship of the coefficient, whether it is a regular relationship or a relationship with equal roots. So we already discussed how could we identify kung meron siyang dalawang equal roots or tatlong equal roots and so on. Let's say to verify our calculation here using the octave. So i-try natin na i-solve ito. We already discussed the syntax, how to use this to extract the roots of polynomial. So i-clear ko muna ito para makakita natin. So una is we're going to enter the coefficients of the polynomial. So we already let the coefficients to be P1. So we have 1, negative 8, 15, 20, negative 76, and 48. Then let's say to extract the roots of that given polynomial P1 to be equal to roots of the variable that we use there, P1. So if you're going to consider that, this is the resulting value. So meron tayong negative 2, positive 4, positive 3, positive 2, and positive 1. So tama, okay? So tama yung na-calculate natin using the manual calculation and the result in the using a software. It is the Octave or MATLAB. We have that values, okay? So question? Katurog kayo sa namutan. Mr. Maglapay. Surutan? Naglaging kan sa amin nga dagat atenda. Mr. Barceliano.
Sir,
Question mo. Surutan?
medyo sir.
Apay medyo. Mr. Brian Roldan.
Sir,
Any question, clarification?
ang medyo adajak masurutan sir dagita pinag nang i-review ko latan sir buya to ulit.
So if you're going to discuss the solution, so ang ginawa natin dito is so using the Excel para mas madali yung computation natin. So here is we enter the original coefficient of the polynomial. So ganito yung format ng table. So ang first column natin is usually the power of the root, yung m. So kung ang power of the root is 1, meaning we consider the original coefficient of the polynomials, which are these values. So i-highlight ko lang. So ito yung mga original na coefficient natin. Then yung mga susunod na mga coefficients natin dito are the coefficients now of the derived polynomial. Na it is this derived polynomial is the same degree as the original polynomial, but the roots now is already equal to the negative of the roots of the original polynomial raised by 2, considering the second. Then for the m is equal to 4, ito naman yung mga coefficient of the derived polynomial na ang roots nandito is already negative of the original roots of the polynomial raised by 4, and so on. So na-proban na rin natin na if we're going to extract the root of this derived polynomial, maybe m is equal to 2. Ang mga coefficients natin are 1, 34, 393, 19, 12, and so on. Kailangan ang lalabas na value should be meron tayong mga negative 4 squared. So that is 16. So negative 16. Ang susunod is negative 9. Then meron tayong positive and negative 4 and negative 1. So yun ang lalabas na root. So pinakita natin yesterday in our discussion in the laboratory na kung i-extract natin yung root for that, we come out with that roots. So ang gawin nyo lang dito, if you use the Excel, so you enter the formulas. So yung discussion natin under the squaring process, no need to memorize that formula. So number 1 lang is yun the arrangement. So the arrangement of the formula should be the square of the corresponding coefficient. So in the formula, it should be E4 square. Kasi yung negative 8 is located under row 4. So we have E4 squared. Then minus twice of the coefficient that are symmetrically located with respect to this coefficient. So we're referring to negative 8. And ang coefficient natin na symmetrically located to this are yung 1, that is AO, and 15. Kaya meron tayong formula dito na minus twice of D4. So yun ang AO. F4 is our A2. Then wala na because yung A3 naman natin dito is wala siyang ka-pair symmetrically located to the other side. So we will stop now to the formula. Yung 393, so ganun din ang procedure. So square of 15, so F4 square yan, ni formula, minus twice of the product of negative 8 and positive 20. So yun ang E4 and G4 natin. Then meron pang another symmetrically located na coefficient dito, so it should be plus twice of D4 and H4. These are the values are 1 and negative 76 to come out with this. So, yan. So, similar ng formula up to the last. Yan. After that, i-drag lang natin ito to come out now with the other values. So, no need to enter formulas for the others here. So, minsanan lang yung pag-enter natin ng formula. After that, we can generate now all these coefficients of the derived polynomial. So, after na ma-generate natin to, we will check the relationship of the coefficients. If we have a regular relationship or irregular relationship. So, regular meaning the square of the previous value should be the same as the present value. So kung meron tayo makitang ganyang relation, then we can stop now the calculation of the coefficient of the derived polynomial or the squaring process. Yan. So kasi makita natin yung trend of the coefficient here, hindi naman diretso na regular yung relationship. So starting from the beginning, yung -8, kung i-square natin yan, 64 siya. So ang susunod dito is 34. So hindi siya regular pa dito. And 34 square, hindi naman siya equal to 370. So makikita lang natin na yung relation of the coefficient will become regular as the value of m increases. So in 16 and 32, medyo equal na yan, na kung 4.338 times 10 raised to 9, it is already almost equal to 1.845 times 10 raised by 19. Then dito sa 32 and 64, so up to 3 decimal places, so meron lang konting difference. Okay? By the way, equal siya. Okay? So the square is already equal to the present value up to 3 decimal places. So yung 3.403 na value natin under 64 na value ng m, if you square the previous na 1.845 times 10 raised to 19, they already equal 3.404 times 10 raised by 38. So ganun din ang nangyari dito sa B2. So una, hindi naman siya regular, but as the value of m increases, you will see that it will become regular. So square of the previous is already equal to the present value. But in the column, under column for coefficient B3, hindi natin makikita na maging regular yan. Because if you square the previous value, it is not equal to the present value. But if you try to divide the square of the previous value, in this case, it is already equal. So up to 4 decimal places, so they are equal. And the conclusion there, if you divide that by 2 and they are already equal, then we have 2 equal roots. So yung R3 na root natin under coefficient B3, automatically equal to root R4, yung kasunod niya. So automatic yan, R3, R4. No need to check for the coefficient B4. Usually, kung tingnan natin sa B4, maging regular naman siya. Because if you square yung 6.306 times 10 raised by 53, so square natin yan, maging equal to 3.98 raised by 107. Dito sa B5, so there's no problem here. It is always regular. So maging R5. So knowing the relationship of the coefficients, we can conclude kung meron ba siyang real and distinct root, meron ba siyang equal roots. So in this case, so nakita natin na yung R1, R2, and R5 are the real and distinct roots, while R3 and R4 are the equal roots. So after that, na ma-identify natin yung real and distinct root and equal roots, we will apply the formulas that we discussed under real and distinct roots and equal roots. So kaya lumabas yung mga formulas natin na ganito. So for the real and distinct root, so ito yung formula natin. So general yan, hindi na mag-iiba yan. Basta kung meron kayong nakita na real and distinct root, ito ang gagamitin natin na formula. So R sub n is equal to plus minus of B sub n over B sub n raised by 1 all over m. So no, compute kay ti R1. So kapag R1 is real and distinct root, we're going to change only n into 1. So maging R1, B1, so 1 minus 1 is 0. So B sub 0, our B sub 0 is 1 naman. So and B2, R2, so maging B2 over B1, R5 is B5 over B4. Then yung R3, based from our discussion kanina, the formula should be R sub 3 should be equal to B sub 3 over twice of B sub 2. So ang formula natin na ginamit is so kung equal roots, so kung 2 equal roots ang root natin, ang general formula natin is R sub n is equal to plus minus B sub n over twice of B n minus 1 raised by 1 all over m. So since R3 or B3 tayo nakita yung relationship na yan, so R3 should be equal now to plus minus B3 over twice of B2. Na yung result dito is the same now for R4. So no need to compute for R4 because equal roots na siya. Okay, so that is the procedure of solving the roots for this given problem. Na ang lumabas na roots are 4, 3, 2, negative 2, and 1. By the way, if you check the number of the maximum positive roots and the maximum negative roots, makita natin using the Descartes rule. So starting from the coefficient AO, so meron tayong isang sign change dito. Then negative 8 to 15, another sign change. Then wala dito. Then another sign change, another sign change. So apat yun. Okay? So we have 4 positive roots. And usually yung one is, yung other one is the negative root. So tugma lahat yung lumabas na result in the solution. Yan. So that is for the real and distinct root. So almost the same as on the first part of our discussion. Only meron tayong mga irregular relationship of the coefficient of the derived polynomial that gives to us the equal roots. Let's consider another. So dito na lang tayo dito sa octave. Ipakita natin yung example of a polynomial having 3 equal roots. So 3 equal roots ang ano natin. So maybe another polynomial P2 na ang mga coefficients niya are 1, negative 7, 10, 20, negative 56, and 32. Kung bilangin natin yan, so meron tayong AO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a 5th degree polynomial. So again, there are 5 roots to be extracted here. So if you're going to extract the roots using this software, ang lalabas na value is ito, okay? Sorry, merong kamali yung should be underscore. So ito yung lumabas na roots. So meron tayong positive 4, negative 2, positive 2, positive 2, and 1. So meaning the roots is composed of real and distinct roots. So yung 4 and 1. And meron tayong tatlong equal roots na 2. So one is negative and the other is both positives. So ito, I will give this one as your assignment. This one. So alam niyo na yung root. So tingnan ko lang yung solution ninyo. using the Griffiths root squaring method. So, i-upload ko mamaya this one para ma-practice ninyo yung pag-solve using now that method. Okay, so yan muna for this meeting.